What is up, YouTube? We are back. It is the next day. There's some track numbers on the Falcon window because it did pass tech inspection, which was awesome. I know they reopened, I believe, if I am correct in my understanding. They reopened yesterday just because the weather was ridiculously nice. Now, if you're in a warm area of the country, it might not be that nice for you guys. However, when we're in the Chicago, Midwest, Milwaukee, dead center between their area, and they open up the drag strip at the end of November, that's unheard of around these parts. So, here's the quick little rundown. Took the Falcon up there, drove it up there, mind you, so I didn't have a trailer, I didn't have anything else. I had no other way of getting home besides this car, so did not have any intention of going out and beating the living crap out of the thing or trying to set any sort of records, especially given the current setup on the car. I got a couple clips from Dottie. She rode with me. She was a trooper. We rode up there, I think we left around 10:15 yesterday morning. It was warm for the season, but it was far from super temperate and nice. I think it was about 50 when we left, 45, 50 when we got up there. Sun was out, which was awesome. However, it was very, very windy, and the wind was very crisp, if you will. So, loaded up on some coffees, walked around the pits, trying to get some stuff set up. I passed everything in the tech inspection, especially being that I know that it's going to run slow, and they ask me what I'm going to run when I get there, and I tell them I honestly have no clue. Probably a 17. Who knows? Realistically, I was kind of thinking somewhere around the 16s or so, which I would have been fine with. I mean, I built this car in 4 months, drove it to the track in 5. There's a lot of things that I've never done before and learned a ton. So, bone stock on the motor, here's where we're at. I'll give you a quick little rundown. I don't remember if I've done this or not, but it is a small block 302, 50 if you will, out of an 89 Mustang. So the motor and the trans are both bone stock. I do not have a shift kit. The AOD has a burnt up overdrive. First, second, third still works. So I've just been putting it in 2 and driving down the track. If I leave it in the overdrive gear, it shifts 1 too early, and 2, overdrive is shot and the thing just free spins. So drop it in 2. I can't do a 1-2-1 shuffle because the crappy linkage that I have set up in this car is not actually functioning all that well. I cannot hit first gear on my linkage design, so that will need a full reworking at some point. Under the hood, we have a aftermarket cheapo Jeff Bezos special oil cooler, mechanical Holley fuel pump, Edelbrock 600 CFM carb. I did swap the Urson valve covers because it was kind of blowing by quite a bit on the other ones. I had a solid oil cap. I need a vented one. This alleviated some of the smoke coming out of the motor and the spraying of oil. To pass tech, bought a cheapo Amazon or AutoZone tie down. Other than that, put the coolant overflow bottle in over here and ran it pretty much down the road just like this. It's running a stock repop points distributor. It's just crappy points, an Excel coil, nothing fancy there. That's it. It is a bone stock 50 roller cam motor. I do have shorty headers on it, but I believe, if I remember correctly, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember, I've got like 8 sets of these. 2 of them were aftermarket. I'm fairly certain these are the stock style ones that came with the car. Don't know for sure. And then shorty 2.5-inch exhaust down to some cheapo Thrush turbo, or Thrush, I believe they were Thrush, glass packs. Now, at the track, because my janky exhaust design sat so low, the driver's side was kind of pitched down like or so. The tech guy did call me out and say, what is going on with the exhaust? Why is it so low? And I lied and told him, oh, I have every intention of just yanking them off so they're removable. Well, that worked perfectly fine on the driver's side. Did not work so well on the passenger side because the idiot that made them welded the exhaust hanger bracket together, and I do not have room to rotate the pipe to get it off of the actual exhaust. If I had it jacked up, I didn't bring a jack or stands or anything in terms of breakdown stuff or repair stuff at the track. I didn't mess with the timing, I didn't do anything else. But on this side, if we come down here, you'll notice there is only one exhaust down there. The reason for that being, the driver's side's the one that was pitched down on an angle. that he was worried about being too low. So what I ended up doing was pulling that off. I was going to take the other one off too, and I ended up running basically a shorty header with probably 16, 18 inches of exhaust after it. So essentially I had one side dumped, the other side was muffled or baffled. Probably not the ideal best situation for performance. On the back side, we have a 60 something Ford Fairlane 9-inch that I put in. Obviously, you guys can go back and watch all the videos of the entire build on this car, since I did a pretty good job documenting all of that. I have stock Mustang leaf springs underneath there on a 3-inch or 3-hole shackle setup. I don't know how long they actually are. They're long. But again, first time at the track, that's what the goal for this car was not looking to set any records. I also, and one of the reasons I pushed so hard to try and go yesterday was I expected the season to be over already, and I thought I was going to be waiting till spring and didn't want to do a bunch of changes until I had some sort of baseline numbers. Well, weather cooperated, and I was able to do that yesterday. So brought it up there. I only got 2 passes in. I was going to try for a third, but then something broke on the track, and it was shut down for about 45 minutes, and then I was really running out of time. We had a bunch of other stuff we had to get done yesterday, too. So I went up there, got 2 passes in, and let me tell you, they were bad. The first attempt, keep in mind, I have been to the drag strip once or twice total in my entire life. When I was 16 years old, 16, 17, I am now 33. It's been a while. So a lot of learning to do, not something I do regularly, and you know, you get nervous out there, I'm not gonna lie. I was super nervous the first go. Took the left lane on the first one, and I'll post whatever video footage I have of that. It's gonna look like it cut short, but Dottie's never been to the drag strip before and didn't record the full pass all the way down the track. It's a 1/4-mile track up at Great Lakes. So you get what you get. I am perfectly fine with that. I am glad she came with and supported me and took some videos for myself as well as for you guys. First one, started in the left lane. Didn't do a warm-up on the tires, didn't do a burnout, didn't do any of that. These are ancient, old Goodyear tires. They're not anywhere near code or up to date. They're very aged and vintage. I didn't know if that was going to fly, but they let it go. So, rolled through. I drove through the water box. Well, water and rubber on hard acceleration don't mix very well. So it really just smoked the tire, singular, because it's an open diff in that 9-inch. I will be putting I want to throw a set of 411s-ish in there, just so I think that'll be a little bit more streetable. And I have a buddy whose dad has a center section for 9-inch that was pretty much offered to me very cheap or possibly free. That'd be awesome, awesome, awesome. I just need to get 31 spline axles to swap that out. But open diff, so it's going to one tire fire the whole way. Drove through the water box, roasted one tire all the way down the start line, barely moved, which then short shifted second, and then kind of went from there. It was a terrible pass. It was like a 16.5 something, which again, first time going down the track, I was just happy to be out there and go. But it did trap at, and I'll show you guys the timesheet here too. I'll post that, I don't really care. 92.77 miles per hour. Then we did the second attempt in the right lane. Tried doing a quick little burnout. Nothing crazy, like I said, one tire, just quick little clean off. Rolled up to the line and took off and went from a 16.5 on the first, 16.57 on the first attempt to a 15.048 at 91.11 miles per hour. Again, top speed, trap time is kind of my bigger thing, looking at horsepower numbers and alterations. The launch, playing the light game, is less important to me at this juncture. It's just a matter of, now I have 2 time slips from the first time in bone stock form. I have a shift kit for the other AOD that's sitting on the ground over there. That will be getting put in relatively soon here. I'm trying to decide if I want to pay up and get the AOD servo upgrade. I'm probably going to do all of that while the trans is off. Just got to wait till I get a little more cash because I am going broke. We will put that trans in and try that again. So now I will know that, hey, the shift kit in the trans did this. And while I do that, I will remake all the shift linkages and make that work proper. Then I have a ton of set of E7 heads that I'm going to mess around with porting on. I really don't want to take the AFRs off my truck, even though I think it will be the best bang for the buck if I want to go fast in this. However, I really don't want to spend the money on 2 sets of head gaskets and coolant and the labor of having to take apart a perfectly working running vehicle that I already enjoy thoroughly. So I'm keeping an eye out for another set of aluminum heads. Again, broke, don't have cash to pay up on them. But that's where we're at. I will post up the videos of the passes going down the track. I had an awesome time. Everybody that was out there, I think there was only 20 people there when we arrived. Like I said, number 23 on that one, which I'm assuming is going in order of cars that arrived to run. Tons of fast ones, tons of fun ones, some oddball stuff. The Falcon got a ton of attention and a ton of conversation. Oh, well, I guess not the Falcon, but we had tons of conversations with a bunch of the old timers that were out there. One of the guys, Frank, helped me out a little bit, gave me some advice on doing it and what to change, and he was watching me as I took off, came back afterwards and told me some tips for messing around with that rear suspension to get it to grab a little bit better. It didn't squat like crazy or anything, but it's also not making that much power, and it's firing on one tire. So he recommended dropping the shackles one more hole there and give that a whirl. Honestly, I think the tires might have slowed me down a little bit, just given that they are so big and beefy, and this car really doesn't make that much power. So 15-second car as it currently sits. Nothing to brag about, not that I care to, but as a first go for a car that I picked up for $500 and got back on the road, I'm super, super happy about that. And again, this is the part of the learning curve. I've ported heads, I've messed around with all of that, but I've never actually gone to the track and tested them with concrete results or made alterations like I've done thus far. I'm happy. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. I'll put the clips from the track up there, the 2 passes or whatever footage we got from that. And like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends. We will keep documenting progress on this as it comes along, but like I said, wintertime is really kind of more focused on bikes. If you saw the short, the bagger's gone in the garage. That's a nice fun one. I got a lot more space in here with that out of here. Gonna bring an iron head back here later this week. Just get rolling on that, which shouldn't be too long of a video. Just drill and tap some welded in chain tensioner bolts and go from there. Again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of those fun things. Tell your friends. I'm really trying to get to that 500 mark by the end of the year. That's kind of the goal I set for myself, so if you guys can help me, I appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Well, we made it up to the track, just teched in, and number 23, they approved it. So Falcon's gonna go down the track for the first time ever, and we'll see, and hopefully it doesn't blow up since we drove this here. And Daddy's gonna be on film duty today, right babe? Yep. Super excited? Mm-hmm. It's so nice and warm out, isn't it? It's cold. Yeah, it's so windy. Catch you guys later, keep you updated. And there you have it. First track day documented for you. Oh well. Again, like, comment, subscribe, all those fun things if you watched all the way through this video. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys later.